Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the next stage of the lecture. At this point, we'll be considering section A, part 2 of the training, and we shall be explaining the various icons which stand as locations we find when you open an AutoCAD environment. This is very, very important because if you don't know where tools are located, you won't know where to call them up when the need for that arises. So at this stage of the lecture, we shall be explaining various locations which we denote as icons. So it's very important you follow us. Now, even if you have pre-knowledge of what you're doing, as I told you earlier, just take it easy because the training was fashioned in such a way that everybody can be carried along. So at this stage, we'll be considering starting from the first icon. Now, as you can see on the screen, the first icon there is one, and it's pointing AutoCAD logo. That is what makes the platform very unique, the software very unique. It shows that you are in AutoCAD, usually denoted by A. And if you remember, when you're on your desktop, where you install your AutoCAD, that A still stands there. And that's why you double click for you to land in this environment. Then next to that is your quick access toolbox. Quick access toolbar. Now, you see a lot of tools there like your save, your print, your open, and the rest of them. This can also be accessed when you click on the icon. Yeah, there are many ways to go about the whole business. You can still access them by clicking on the icon as I've done now. Okay, at the left top of the screen, you click on it. You can always access your new, your open, save, savers, import, export, and the rest of them. Now that is for icon 2. Then next to that is icon 3. Icon 3 very, very important. This is the powerhouse according to my teaching, because this is the place you see your major uh, uh, tool manager, which you call tab keys. This is a container, or these are containers that has other minor uh, working environments embedded in each and every one of them. For instance, the first one is the home tab, which is the most important tab key. Why? Because inside the home, you have your draw, your modify, your annotate, which are very crucial at this stage of your training. I'm going to talk about that one when I get to their own icon representation now. The next to that is your insert, annotate, parametric view. We're going to discuss it as time goes on. Now, next to 3 is 4. This is your uh, um, Autodesk set 360. You do your, this is your search environment, sorry. This is your search environment. This is used when you have a need of something, maybe you forget it and all that, and you want to call it up. All you need to do is to type it in that place, and it's more active most of the times when it's connected online anyway. Then you have next to that Autodesk 360. You don't really have much need of it for now. Then next to that, that is very, very essential at this stage of the training is icon 6. Icon 6, this represents the uh, uh, the ribbon, the container. It has both the tab key and the panel key. Okay, it has both the tab key and the panel key. Now, inside it you have 7, just as I mentioned. Apart from the tab key, okay, you have there are various working tools that where actually they are located, where they're located, all of them, but in different sections, which you have to know in details as time continues. Now, uh, the type of tool display in icon 6 depends on what is selected in icon 7. And icon 7 is simply called the panel. Okay, it's called the panel. Now, what what you have displayed in the panel is a function of what you selected in icon 3. That is the tab key. Okay, for instance, I come to this place now. I click on this place. Now, if you watch now, we have in icon 7 have bearing draw, modify, annotate, layer, blocks, and the likes. Now, simply because the first key selected there, the first tab key selected there is home. Now, watch what happened to them if I click on the next. the panel, the icon 7 changes. If I go again for the click annotate, it changes. If I continue, it keeps changing. Is that okay? Now, when I go back to home, it changes to what you're seeing here. That simply means that what is displayed on the panel environment is a function of what the tab key you selected. Is that okay? And at this stage of the training, where you need your drawing tools and your modifiers and your notate, it's always good you select your tab key. So before you begin to look for a line, for instance, I want to look for line and circle and arc, you must be sure that that stuff, the tab key selected is home page. Very, very important. You see, that's why this stage is very, very important. So you know where to locate what you want per time. As a starter, always make sure that your tab home key is selected, which will now make it possible for you to access tools uh, as shown in draw panel, which I'm going to explain further. Okay, so that's very important. Now, the next to that is uh, 8. The 8 key is called the Viewcube. As you can see on the screen, it's called the Viewcube. Okay, the Viewcube is mostly used in 3D work. It helps to view the shape of object from different elevations or perspective. Okay, you can view it from the north, from the south, from the west, from the east. This is mostly used when we're dealing with 3D work. Now, you can see it here on the AutoCAD environment. Yeah, it helps to give you clear look of the shape of an object from every side of interest. Okay, like this is north, this is west, this is east, and always very, very useful when you're dealing with 3D. We'll get to that when time comes. Now, next to that is icon icon 9. Very important. Icon 9, this is called navigation bar. As you can see it on AutoCAD environment, this is navigation bar. This is where you see it helps, it aids in some movements, okay? Like zoom, palm, the one that looks like somebody's hand. It helps for movement. You want to move, rotate, move something from. Now, there are different kind of movements. Is that okay? We have the move, which we have in modify. I'm going to talk about that one when time comes. But for this one, it can move something in the face of the desktop, in the working environment, in the canvas. Then um, we'll have your zoom, we'll have zoom extent, we'll have so many of them you can access on this environment. We'll have many of them you can access here. So these are all embedded in a navigation environment, which is labeled icon 9. Okay. Now next to that is 10. Now most time, because of the too much tools you have in our working environment, in our toolbox, most of all these movements or applications may not be used throughout your drawing, but AutoCAD made it easy in such a way that you can do one task following different or many routes. Now, icon 10, which is called the canvas in most softwares, is the actual place where the job is being done. Yeah, most by default is always black, as you can see here, is always black environment. Every area here where these typed letters are, they are taken as what? The canvas, this working environment, this is where you do all your drawing, this dark environment. It can be changed. Okay, the background can be changed to any color of your interest. But this is where you do all your drawings. Then next to that is icon 11. This is called the command palette or toggle bar. Now, there are different ways you can see your typing, except when you pick up your annotate text tool to do some write-up in the canvas. When you automatically type or press keys on the keyboard, this is registered on what we call command palette. From this place, you can also know the key that is invoked per time. For instance, let's just go. We're here now. This is your command palette, and I select circle. If you watch now, automatically displayed. It's showing circle. So at this place now, you can type in something. You can make anything that it writes apart from the selection made from text tool, can be duplicated here. Okay, and this helps you to know the tools on board. Now, if I click on rectangle now, automatically see rectangle here. If I click line, it shows. So toggle bar helps you to know the command invoke pattern. Very important. Then next to that, we have uh, uh, our status bar, which I divided into two, 13 and 12. That's 12 and 13. The right hand side contains most tools that need where we do a lot of settings during our drawings. Very, very important. Now you can see the right side of the status bar contains the mode uh, contains the grid line, contains auto mode, contains ISO draft, contains isometric properties, contains object navs, object track, and the likes of them. Now, even the place where you can do your switching from 2D to 3D environment, these things are very, very crucial, especially in drawings. There's a lot of settings you need to do. They're all contained in status bar. Then by the left side of the status bar, you have your what? You have your model and layer one, layer two by default. Now, these things will be very, very useful. More, we're going to explain it more during the time of printing. We're going to explain it more during printing time. The layer one and layer two, we're going to make use of it more during printing. So these are the things. Environment will be AutoCAD environment is categorically grouped. Now the last one is 14, containing the entire icons. Okay, so from the teaching, we can group the environment or the locations into what? 14 different locations for easy assessment. Okay, then of course for now you know that if you want to get tools like line and circle or rectangle, you don't need to come to 13 or 12. You know where to go. You should be looking at that within the range of 6 and 7 icon, depending on what is chosen per time. Is that okay? Then if you want to open up a file, you want to create, want to save, you want to open up a new file, you know where to go. That should be around icon 1 and icon 2. Is that okay? Then if you want to do some movement or want to see uh, the sides of the object drawn or the one that's being drawn, especially when you're in 3D environment, you know where to go. You don't need to go icon 1 or 2 or 3. You go to icon what? Icon 8. Then when you want to do the actual drawing or the write-up, where do you go? You go to the icon 10, which is the canvas, the drawing environment, Okay, so these are the ways these things are fashioned for easy assessment. So at this stage now, you know what you want, you know where to locate it. And I'm going to stop here for now. But before then, I would like you to go to your comment section and write in which of the icons do you do your drawing? In which of the icons do you do your drawing? Then, second question, where do you go when you want to create new file? And also when you want to save your work, where do you go? Which of the icons do you consult? Then, assuming you forget any tool or working properties, what's any of the working properties? Where do you go to search for it? Which of the icons? Then, finally, when you want to know the tool that is selected, which of the icon do you consult? And again, where do we have the most important tool or tool manager in AutoCAD environment? Send your MAD number, send your department, then your answers to the comment box, and follow us again in the next stage of this training, which is section A, part A3. Thank you very much.